Hello everyone and welcome to Mtoto News Insights. I am your host, Arlene Barbara. According to Chapter 4, Article 53 of the Kenyan Constitution, it states, a child has right to name and nationality, free and compulsory basic education. Those are some of the things that are there. Our politicians have come up with manifestos and we want to look at them to see if they have the interest of the child. And to our top stories, the Jubilee Coalition has renewed their manifesto ahead of the general elections on August. This rebirth has come with countless disapprovals from the opposition and the citizens as well, claiming that they have not achieved most of the promises they gave in 2013, especially for children. Jubilee, however, says that this is a continuation of the work they have accomplished. Raphael Masinde with more.
Before the Jubilee administration took power in 2013, it managed to unveil an elaborate manifesto that would guide the development agenda for Kenya for 5 years. Their goals for 2013 to 2017 included dealing with security both internally and externally, creating about 1 million jobs that are meaningful to Kenyan workers, producing enough food and water to ensure that Kenyans are food secure, rebuilding Kenya's image both in the regional and global platforms, ensure quality education for every Kenyan child, affordable and quality healthcare for every Kenyan, and empowering Kenyan women to take their rightful place in the country. Some of these pledges have been met while others are yet to start. Kenyans and the opposition have criticized some of the achieved promises as misplaced priorities and told off the government as a non-inclusive one.
Jio serikali ingine ilishindwa kuleta laptop. Watie bidii walete hii manini ya laptop. Watuletee katika mashule. Wangefanya hivi kama kuna nini masomo yenye imeshindikana watoto wale hawajiwezi kulipa. Pia wasaidie wale walemavu, tuseme walemavu. Kuna wale watoto walemavu na kuna wale watoto wale si walemavu. Hao walemavu watafutiwe kiwango pale shule ama mahali waweze kuwekwa pale ili waweze kusaidika.
First, free education program, a key pillar of the manifesto, has been delayed within the first 5 years of the first term in the Jubilee administration. Children are still not able to access the purported free primary education. Due to the drought that affected Kenya earlier this year, children in the arid countries were on the brink of starvation, yet a pledge of enough food production and water was made 4 years earlier. As the general elections approach, manifestos have and will be released all over, Jubilee having renewed theirs. Regardless of the criticism from the citizens about their transformed manifesto, Jubilee has promised to continue and improve from where they began in the 5 years they were in power. Raphael Masinde, Mtoto News.
The reigning Jubilee Coalition unveiled its manifesto on the 27th of June 2017, dubbed Continuing Kenya's Transformation Together. Looking at it from the child lens, there are a number of issues that have been highlighted in the manifesto which concern the welfare of children. Question is, were children involved in any way in the drafting of this manifesto? Our reporter has more.
Creation of 1.3 million jobs in the country every year and the establishment of at least one industry in every county encourages the principles of development and survival of the child, which indirectly affects children. The 8th Sustainable Development Goal stresses on the provision of decent work and economic growth. In Kenya, for instance, prostitution is still not illegal but considered one of the most indecent jobs. What is the party doing to achieve decent work and at the same time grow the economy? Another plan in the Jubilee Manifesto is expanding the free primary education to include free day secondary schools. According to Article 53 of the Constitution, education is a primary right for all children in the country. Sustainable Development Goal number 4 highlights on quality education, yet the Jubilee Party provided laptops to primary school pupils while the children still learn in run-down classrooms. With a debt of over 4 trillion shillings, the question of funding the free primary education is still a mystery to be solved. In addition, mass housing production of at least 500,000 affordable homes in 5 years is in line with SDG number 11 that advocates for sustainable cities and communities. This is also in line with Article 43 of the Constitution, which states that every person has the right to accessible and adequate housing. Children are directly affected by this agenda since it promotes the principle of survival. However, the problem of land grabbing by renowned government officials greatly threatens this agenda. Free maternity care implements SDG number 3, which is for the good health and well-being of persons of all ages. This is inclusive of children and it affects the development and survival of the child. It is commendable what the Jubilee Party has achieved through the Linda Mama and Beyond Zero campaign programs. However, the party has been in power. Doctors went on strike for over 3 months, a period that saw deaths of hundreds of children. Currently, the nurses are on strike and more mothers and children are dying due to the absence of nurses in hospitals to provide this service. There is no doubt that the Jubilee Party has a great manifesto, but it is important for people who advocate for the rights of the children and who want to see children advance and participate actively in the development of this country to be more involved in the drafting of manifestos. It is therefore essential for the Jubilee Party to ensure that every promise they have made and every stride they are taking to implement the agenda of their manifesto is inclusive of children and to ensure that the best interests of children are taken care of. Reporting from Mtoto News, I am Liz Amandla.
Alliance Kenya is a political party founded under the leadership of 2017 presidential candidate Ekuro Aukot and his running mate Emmanuel Kombe Nzai. As pointed out in its manifesto, the party is inspired to deliver true leadership to Kenyans and make lives better. The manifesto has addressed a child's right to a free and compulsory education as stated in Article 53 of the Constitution. Third Way Alliance seeks to abolish fees at all levels in public schools and ensure that all public servants enroll their children in public schools. Furthermore, it is expected that all public educational institutions shall be fully equipped to improve the equality of education.
What this leaves us with is the question of whether Third Way Alliance Kenya is capable of producing merely the free education that has once been promised but still remains fledgling. There has been virtually no free education. By and large, children in public schools continue to buy stationery and uniform, meaning that they are not directly embracing the privilege of not spending any cash. Under such circumstances, how will Third Way Alliance Kenya sustain a commitment to a more expansive free education and further hone the effort to narrow this extremely challenging task? Not only that, for such success to be delivered, Third Way Alliance Kenya needs to stretch beyond the promise of free education and upgrade the infrastructure of public schools, including floors and classrooms. Over 9,000 laptops have been distributed in public schools, but poor infrastructure remains a crisis. Upgrading classrooms is equally fundamental to buying equipment, as this will advance the well-being of children and help achieve the fourth Sustainable Development Goal on children agendas. From Mtoto News, I am Peter Midwa.
Let's take a short commercial break. We'll be right back with more news.
My name is Regina Mugura Mwangi, and I have a dream. My dream is to become a diplomat or a famed journalist. I'm currently studying international relations at USIU Africa. You see, over 1.2 million children in Kenya have disabilities. Only 3 out of 10 will enroll and complete school. Thanks to Andy, Action Network for the Disabled, and others, I'm now that closer to achieving my dreams. Let's give others and their dreams a chance. Donate now.
To make the dreams of children with disabilities come true, simply donate as little as 10 shillings via M-Pesa paybill number 891300, account number Educate.
Focusing on the National Super Alliance Manifesto launch, they have highlighted on how they will care for the Kenyan child. In the manifesto, NASA promised to implement free secondary education and expand the secondary school infrastructure to close the gap between school leavers and Form 1s. They have also promised free primary and nursery education to the children. However, the question on every voter's mind is if there will be free nursery to secondary school. The coalition failed to explain how they will acquire funds to fully implement the program to its success. Imagine this: 54% of Kenya's population is made of children, 40% of which have experienced violence. The question is, we haven't seen anywhere in your manifesto where we are focusing on fighting violence against children. We want to ask you to involve children in your manifesto and to make sure that whatever you have for children, you include ways you'll fight against child violence. They are children of Kenya. Let's take care of them. Get in touch with us through Twitter, Facebook, Instagram and YouTube at Mtoto News. I'm your host, Arlene Barbara. Until another time, goodbye. Okay.